Plaintiff Olaf Leske says his daughter is an alcoholic, and she's currently dating the defendant, who is 20 years older. Olaf claims the defendant is his daughter's sugar daddy because he financially supports her. And Olaf's suing because he loaned the defendant money to bail his daughter out of jail. Defendant Matthew Jennings says he tried to repair his girlfriend's relationship with Olaf since they hadn't spoken in 15 years. But things didn't go as planned. Matthew admits that his girlfriend went to jail for drunk driving, but he insists he never agreed to repay Olaf for the bail.
Start with you.
Okay, Kasia is my daughter, and she lives with Matt for about 5 years. They met when she was selling her house after the divorce. He was a broker helping to sell her house. And because she didn't have any place to go to, he proposed.
You wouldn't let her in?
Pardon me?
You wouldn't let her in?
No.
Why? Why wouldn't you let her come stay with you for a minute?
Well, I could,
That's
but the
cold.
problem
You're
is...
a cold man. My daughter get put out, yeah, she can come right to me. Go ahead. What'd you tell her to do? Your daughter got put out. What'd you tell her to go?
Here's a very simple explanation why. She didn't keep a contact with me. She was for the last 15 years didn't call me, didn't send the email, didn't send birthday wishes. She didn't do anything.
But she won't show up time she get put out.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm with you now. I say go back where you come from.
So yeah, she didn't have any place to go. At least that's my explanation.
Mm-hmm.
So, she moved
gentleman.
out. She moved in with Matt, and they are living since together. Now, Matt is about 20 years older than she is. He is acting like a sugar daddy, paying her bills.
That's right.
Paying her bills, paying for medical insurance.
You getting insurance too?
I pay for insurance too.
You're gonna make a lot of sugar daddies mad. Ain't nobody paying insurance now.
He even bought her a car, and she was driving it for some times when she could. And now, because she's an alcoholic, she started to drink when she was about 17. So that this is how her addiction started. She's 44 right now. She is drinking way too much. She can drink a bottle of vodka in almost half an hour or less, and get another one just after that.
How do you know all this?
And
How do you know?
how do I know? Because she told me.
Defendant Matthew Jennings is dating the plaintiff's daughter, but the plaintiff claims Matthew is nothing but a sugar daddy who financially supports his daughter.
Go ahead, I'll start with you.
This is Kasia. She's been my fiance, then girlfriend, because the fiance thing kind of broke up, but we're still together after 5.5 years. I met this gentleman back in 2015. I made a phone call to him. Never talked to him before. Daughter lived with me, and said, "Your daughter does have a little bit of a drinking problem. I would love for you guys to reconnect because you haven't talked for 15 years." And I always think daddy should be involved in the daughter's life. Thought maybe that might help this little problem. Make a phone call to him. He agreed to come visit me. 2 days later, something like that, he comes with his new wife, come to town. 6:30 in the morning, he wakes up and says, "Honey, we got to pack our bags and go." And I'm like,
You haven't
I was hoping maybe we could talk a little bit. "Oh no, I got to get back to California." He says, "You're retired." They jumped in the car and they left. I didn't even get to say anything I wanted to say. A few days later, I have to say, she did get another DUI after she left town. So my lovely girl here ends up in jail. She's in there for a while. It had been a few DUIs later, so they went.
How many?
Her third one. She was in there about 30 days, and then I proceeded to bail her out. Paid for the attorney, called the dad and asked if he wanted to help, and he said, "Hell no, just let her go to prison." I'm like, "Oh, great." I said, "I ain't gonna do that." So I ended up putting the money up, got her to get with an attorney, and got her into what they call a DUI program for 3 years.
What did the program consist of?
Where you have to have breathalyzers in your car. She was on 6 months of house arrest with ankle bracelets. 3 years, she never touched a drop. Court ordered. After the 3 years, things were okay. 6 months later, she started drinking again, and then that's when I picked up the phone and called him and says, can we do like some sort of intervention or something on this? They came to town. We do an intervention. It didn't go so well. He bails back to California within 5 hours of being back here. She went to drink again. I went to dump it like I do whenever this happens sometimes, and got an altercation. Police came and ended up arresting her. And that's how she ended up in the
Jail again?
jailhouse.
Okay. Let me hear from you, sir.
December 21st of 18, Matt called cops because Kasia was drunk and she was violent. On December 22nd, that was like very late at night, and they called me, or Matt called me at that time. I said, okay, so what's now? And he said, well, I want to put up the bail, but I have no money for it. But I want you to give me, basically give me a loan for this amount until the court returns the money, and I will repay you at that time when I get the money back from the court. And I said, fine, we can do that. I was supposed to be repaid when he gets the money back. The money will return in January, and I have another...
Hey, let me hear from him, sir.
The night she went to jail, that he was here for the intervention, we had went over many, many things, and I had showed him American Express and all these charges that I'd been paying for her.
Yeah, show him.
Without... Well, I got the list here, Your Honor, from Bank of America, that I did not know she had been using my routing number to pay all these charges. So during
Charges for...
her American Express.
Okay,
I don't
so
have
she
American
was taking
Express.
money from you. Is that
Without
that's
me
what
knowing.
you're saying? Yeah.
When he comes, I says, you remember about all this? Yes. He says, he writes me a check for $31.15. I said, listen, I don't even know if I'm ever going to get the bail money back, but if I do get it, I'm keeping it. He agreed, because I'd spent all this money.
Yes, sir.
I never agreed to pay any debt of Kasia. There's no reason for me to do that. They were living together as boyfriend and girlfriend. To tell the truth, I already paid once her debt 15 years ago. It was about $30,000.
Stand up. She wants to speak.
Yes.
State your name.
Yes, Kasia Craig, Your Honor. Yeah, I want to comment on that. Actually, yes, my father actually promised my mother that he would pay for my college education. And they were getting divorced. And he asked me to buy a house so that he can, in my name, because I had perfect credit, so that he could hide it in the divorce so my mother wouldn't get the proceeds. And in turn, I said, if I'm going to do this for you and basically blackmail my mother, I want you to pay for my college. So got the house, I signed it back to him, I gifted it to him. He never paid for my school. I ended up getting all these loans. Then not only, obviously I'm not talking to him, but then my mom found out and I was talking to her.
All I know is you are nobody sacred with y'all. Y'all scamming your mama. He's scamming you. He's scamming you, and everybody's scamming. Y'all cold. Yeah. Most thing I'm interested in with you, ma'am. Are you still alcohol addicted?
I've actually went to rehab.
For how long?
For a total of 42 days, I think.
How long you been clean?
So I've stayed clean for a little bit. I'm actually, right now, to be honest, I drink moderately, so.
What?
I drink moderately.
When is the last time you were addicted to alcohol?
I was drinking way too much before, obviously, I went into the program. Yeah. I'm sorry? What? I didn't hear what you said.
I think he's offering you a drink.
Oh, I'm good.
I'm gonna mess with you because you come in here, double talking me about whether you're in recovery. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm not alcohol addicted no more. I just drink sometimes. You're still an alcoholic, ma'am. Haven't you tried to discourage her from drinking moderately? There's no such thing for an alcoholic to drink moderately.
It's been back and forth many times. I've tried giving in and saying, you're not drinking, no alcohol in the house. She drinks, and I finally, be honest with you, I give in and says, you know what, if you're going to have a few drinks, and be honest with you, she started a new job about a month and a half ago, and she's been doing great, but she has had a few drinks.
All right, ma'am, I'm going to leave you to your own devices, but I'll just concerned about you more than anything in this case, quite frankly. And
I understand.
I'm even more concerned because it doesn't sound like you're on the right track. And that's why I did this, because I want to do a little humiliation like I do with crackheads who come in here and deny they're on crack. You come in here denying you're on crack and you look like a crackhead and you're in here talking about, well, I only smoke once a year. That's the only time I stole my mama's television. You done hurt everybody. Yeah, I'm going to embarrass you and humiliate you a little bit. Hopefully that'll
That's okay.
humiliate you into rehab.
Defendant Matthew Jennings is dating the plaintiff's daughter, but the plaintiff claims Matthew is nothing but a sugar daddy who financially supports his daughter.
His defense is he kept the money in exchange for keeping her out of jail.
That's what he's saying, but what I'm saying is I never allowed him to use this money for anything else except for the bail. That's why I wrote on the check bail for Kasha.
You all have a bunch of paperwork, because you said he told you you didn't have to pay, correct?
Yes.
All right. Do you have anything over there that I can read that indicates that?
This is the email that I had sent him after I realized the money had even come back.
Right here.
But did he say you don't have to pay him?
He had verbally told me that.
That's not good enough, sir. All right. Go ahead and do it now. Sir, what do you say to this? How did you respond to the email where he said you told him he could keep it in exchange for not prosecuting your daughter?
Well, first of all, he can prosecute my daughter. I have no problem with that.
Do you have anything?
It's nothing to do with
Oh my
me.
God.
There's that family again.
He said, that's that family again. He said, prosecute all you want, huh? Call the feds, the DEA, everybody. It don't matter to you. You want your ends.
That's I did not promise.
Right, so
And
I'm going to go with what I have in hand, sir. Basically, what you're saying is that he forgave the debt.
Exactly.
And he's saying he didn't? You don't have any evidence that he did. You have to have some independent evidence.
She was a witness.
Well, stand up. What is it you want to tell me about offsetting the money that you stole?
Well, no, I mean, I was a witness to the, yeah, so I was present when Olaf and Matt were actually in the kitchen, and he was writing out the check, and it said Kasha bail or whatever. And so I witnessed that transaction take place.
Yeah, I'm not going to accept it, sir, as a defense. Judgment for the plaintiff. I don't believe you abated the paper. Have a good day.
You are the cheapest man I've ever met, buddy. You know
And
exactly. You
I will
read
not
all
sue
that.
you for that. That's okay.
That's okay.
I'll
You can go ahead and keep
I'll just-
suing and do
I'll
whatever you
just,
gotta do.
Put it in my files.